Whenever BTS appears in public, it's never just an ordinary moment, and their recent departure from South Korea to the United States for their North America concerts proved exactly that. What should have been a routine airport schedule quickly transformed into a viral moment that captured the attention of fans all over the world. But among all the excitement, one particular detail stood out more than anything else: the subtle yet intriguing interactions between Jungkook and Jimin. From the second the members began arriving at the airport, the atmosphere shifted. Fans gathered behind barriers, cameras were raised, and the air buzzed with anticipation. Each member brought their own unique presence: effortless fashion, calm confidence, and that unmistakable aura that only global superstars like BTS possess. Yet somehow, even in a group filled with charisma, certain moments began to draw more attention than others. Jungkook stepped into view, looking composed as ever, his movements relaxed yet focused. Not long after, Jimin appeared, radiating his signature elegance and warmth. Individually, they were captivating, but together, even in the simplest of ways, they became the center of attention. At first, it was just a glance. Fans noticed how Jungkook's gaze seemed to shift toward Jimin more than once. It wasn't exaggerated or obvious, but it was enough to spark curiosity. In a setting where every movement is observed, even the smallest detail can become meaningful, and this was no exception. Then came the positioning. As the members gathered and began moving through the airport, Jungkook appeared to subtly adjust where he stood. There was a brief moment where he seemed to step closer in Jimin's direction, almost instinctively, before slightly correcting himself. That tiny pause, barely a second long, was enough to send fans into a frenzy. Clips of that moment spread rapidly online. Some fans described it as instinctive, others called it habit, and many simply couldn't stop replaying it. What made it so compelling wasn't just the action itself, but how natural it looked. There was no hesitation before the movement, only after, as if Jungkook briefly realized where he was. Meanwhile, Jimin remained calm and composed, greeting fans with soft smiles and gentle gestures. But even in his steady presence, there were moments that caught attention. The way he moved in sync with Jungkook, the timing of their steps, and how they ended up standing near each other multiple times. It all felt almost effortless. This kind of synchronization doesn't happen randomly. After years of performing together, traveling together, and living as part of the same team, BTS members share an undeniable level of understanding. They don't need to communicate everything out loud. Sometimes, it's in the way they move, the way they react, and the way they exist within the same space. Still, fans couldn't help but focus on Jungkook and Jimin. Social media quickly exploded with reactions. Edits, slow-motion clips, and detailed analyses flooded platforms within hours. Hashtags began trending, and discussions grew more intense as fans shared their thoughts. Did you see how Jungkook moved closer? That wasn't planned. They're always like this. The conversation kept growing, fueled by the emotional investment fans have built over the years. And honestly, it's not hard to understand why. Jungkook and Jimin have always shared a unique dynamic. From playful interactions on stage to quiet, supportive moments off stage, their connection has been visible in many different ways. Sometimes it's loud and full of energy. Other times, it's soft and almost invisible unless you're really paying attention. This airport moment leaned toward the latter. It wasn't about dramatic gestures or clear statements. It was about subtlety, the kind that feels genuine because it's unfiltered. And in a world where so much is carefully managed and presented, these natural, almost accidental moments feel incredibly real. As BTS continued through the airport, waving to fans and preparing to board their flight, the emotional atmosphere only grew stronger. For fans, departures are always bittersweet. There's excitement for what's to come, but also a sense of longing as they watch their favorite artists leave. The North America concerts represent something huge, not just another tour, but a continuation of BTS's global journey. Their impact goes far beyond music, bringing together millions of fans from different cultures, languages, and backgrounds. And yet, even in such a massive moment, it's these small interactions that stay with people. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about performances or achievements, it's about connection. The connection between the members, and the connection between BTS and their fans. Jungkook and Jimin's dynamic is a perfect example of that. Whether it's friendship, teamwork, or simply years of shared experiences, there's something undeniably compelling about the way they interact. It doesn't need to be defined or explained to be meaningful. Sometimes, just seeing it is enough. Of course, it's important to approach these moments with perspective. BTS members have built a strong bond over many years, and their closeness is a natural result of everything they've been through together. What fans see is often a reflection of that deep trust and understanding. But that doesn't stop the excitement. If anything, it adds to it. Because every glance, every step, every tiny moment becomes part of a bigger story, one that fans are constantly watching, interpreting, and cherishing. As the plane carrying BTS heads toward the United States, anticipation continues to build. Fans are already preparing for the upcoming concerts, eager to witness unforgettable performances and new iconic moments. And one thing is certain, all eyes will be watching closely. Not just for the music, not just for the stages, but for those quiet, fleeting moments that seem to say everything without a single word. Because if there's one thing this airport departure proved, it's this. Sometimes, the smallest moments create the biggest impact. Purple Heart Airplane,